Hi everyone, it's E. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to talk about why you should stop being so nice. And disclaimer, I don't mean like don't be kind to people, but it's for the people pleasers. This is for the people pleasers. Yeah, stop being so nice. Don't be a doormat. And so I'm using my laptop and I'm going to be reading off my notes, so that's why I'll be looking down a few times. But yes, so there is a difference between being nice and being kind. And I just did a little research just so that, just to fact check what I'm saying. Yeah, so there's a difference between being nice and being kind. Being nice tends to be like, that's why people associate it with people pleasing. It tends to be not entirely pure motives, like you're not being kind to people because that's who you are, that's what you want to do, that's your innate reaction. Usually it comes from a people pleasing mindset. You want to please people, you want to get on people's good side, you want to be in people's good graces, you want people to like you, you're trying to be sociable. So I looked up and it says on Google, don't judge me, I'm just doing research. So being nice is being polite, pleasant and agreeable. Keyword here, agreeable. You want to be agreeable, you don't want conflict, you want everyone to like you. Having good manners, like some of these things are not bad things. Like being a nice person isn't necessarily a bad thing. It depends. It depends. It's your intent. Like why are you being a nice person? Why are you being nice to me? There's some people who are nice to you, and then those are the people who like what backstab you, or they end up not being your friend because I don't know, maybe somebody they like more, or somebody they want to be friends with, or somebody they like look up to more. They want to be friends with that person, and being friends with that person means that they need to not be friends with you, or they can't be friends with you anymore. People will do that. Like if they see somebody of a greater status or they think is better than you, they might drop you and be nice to that person, and unfortunately maybe you might not be good friends with that person, or that person has done something to you. They will drop you. They will no longer keep you as their friend, because to be that person's friend, it requires them not being friends with you. That can happen. Like I hear people's stories about that, about how maybe somebody in their friend group literally got the whole friend group to turn against them, or people in their friend group like turned against them because they were in conflict with what the top dog of the friend group, or somebody in the friend group, and then it required them having to turn on you so they can stay in the good graces of that one person that you were in conflict with. And that's quite sad. Now, be careful who your friends are, because not everyone is your friend because they generally like you. Sometimes it's just for them to social climb and, get in other people's good graces. Be someone else's lackey, which is not cute. Other than being cheerful, that's not bad. Saying friendly things to others, it's not bad to say friendly things to others, but if you're if you're people like to say glazing, or like licking someone else's boot, kissing somebody else's feet just so you can get in their good graces. Being nice and saying nice things to other people is not bad, but you licking somebody's feet, kissing somebody's, that's not the right phrase, but it is what it is. It means the same thing. Kissing somebody's feet to get into their good graces. Like, oh, you're so pretty. Like, they're not, like, especially if they're not like that nice of a person and they're in the wrong, you'll back them up, this, that. You'll be a yes man. Like, if you heard that phrase, yes man, you tell them what everything they're doing is right. And even then, like, those people, you shouldn't be friends with those people, because there's so many times you've seen people, you probably know a few people, or like celebrities as well, who have had people in their life who tell them, yes, yeah, everything you're doing is right. They said like, yeah, you're doing great, and then something happens, they get into a scandal or something, and everyone's like, oh no, that wasn't okay, like what you're doing was not wrong. But how were they supposed to know, because a lot of these people shouldn't know that there's things you do that are wrong, like, but people were validating them the whole way through. So people were like, oh, but all these people were telling me it was okay, and it wasn't okay at all. You just have yes men, and even though they know that what you're doing is wrong, or even though they know that what you're doing will ruin your life, they'll keep saying yes. So don't be a yes man for people. Don't be a yes man for people, and don't allow people to be a yes man for you. You want friends that will check you when you're doing things wrong, that will check you when you're ruining your own life, when you're running your own life into the ground. And so, yeah, correction can be a bit hurtful, but value the people who are not afraid to tell you that what you're doing is wrong, out of love, not trying to humble you, because that's not cute either. Trying to humble people just because, like, come on guys, there's constructive criticism and there's outright bashing, literally tearing down somebody's self-esteem. So there's a difference between that too. And the last point is being enjoyable and not causing problems. Okay, it's okay to be enjoyable, it's okay to not want conflict, but if you can't confront people, there's people that will stay in a friend group, they know those people are problematic, Like, don't you know that being friends with somebody who's problematic automatically makes you look problematic? And not trying to catch conflict with those people, like, you have to think about who you're being friends with. Like, not wanting to catch conflict with people just because you want them to like you, or you want to stay friends with them even though you know what they're doing is wrong, and that can come back and bite them in the butt in the future. It might bite you, because you being associated with that person is enough for people to think that you're weird. Like, this whole thing with P. Diddy and what the list of Jeffrey Epstein list that's come out, everyone's like looking at these celebrities who were on that list like, oh, you're weird. And everyone who's worked with Diddy, everyone's like, oh, you're weird because you were associated with this man. That must have made you know what he was doing to an extent. So be careful of your associations. People say that you can look at like the people you're closest with, like the five people you're closest with, and they can like tell you who you are. And so it is really important who you keep close to you. Okay, and then the being kind. These are the points for being kind. So those are the points for being nice. These are the points for being kind. Being kind is being generous, helpful and considerate, being concerned for others, doing things for others without expecting praise or reward. And so I'm preaching to myself here because I'm a recovering people pleaser. I'm glad to say that I'm not in that chokehold anymore. I can say no. I can set boundaries. I'm not trying to get in everyone's good graces. I'm not trying to be a friend to everyone. There's that phrase, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. If you have no loyalties to a certain group of people, if you don't have loyalties to your own people, if you don't have your own people, your own values, your own morals, you can be friends with anyone. And who are you really loyal to? Because if you're friends with everyone, then where do your loyalties lie, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so let's not try and be friends with everyone, because you don't need to be friends with everyone. Not everyone is gonna like you. It's really sad. I've heard stories of other people of where they are trying so hard to be this one person's friend. That person does not like them, but will not tell them outright, I don't like you. Even then, some people have been like, I don't like you, but they will still try and be this person's friend. It's like, come on, have some self-respect. That person has literally told you they don't like you. Relationships too. This girl has told you they don't like you, and you're still trying to be in a relationship with them, or you are, and they clearly hate you. And it's like, come on, have some self-respect. You don't need to be friends with that person. You don't need to have a relationship. You don't need to have contact with that person. Respect yourself and cut that person off. Have boundaries. Yeah, so being nice sometimes is associated with not pure intentions, having ulterior motives. You are kind to people, you do nice things for people because you want to be in their good graces, because you expect reward, you expect praise, you expect something back, and that's not pure. That's not a nice thing to do. That's not a nice way to be. You want to be kind to people, you want to be compassionate to people because you like helping others, because that's part of your nature, because you see someone in need and you feel, oh, I want to help that person, not because you think, I'm going to help this person and they better be there for me, they better do a favor for me. Like, I used to be like that. I used to be like, I'm helping this person, so in the future they better help me. And then I would get hurt and annoyed and angry that this person didn't show up for me, that this person didn't end up coming and helping me when I needed it most. But how are you you just do stuff, and that, like, people don't usually think, oh, okay, this person did this thing to me, I have to show up for them, I have to like monitor their life so I can be that person there for them when they need help. Like, no, that's not how life works. You want to be kind to people without without expecting a reward, without expecting an automatic favor. Like, like how I'm doing you a favor, so you better do that for me. That is kind of off-putting, no offense. Okay, it's okay to say it as a joke, or like, like you're with your friend, like you want them to be able to help you out, but you can't expect everyone to be like, oh, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be there for you because you helped me out this one time. That's not a cute way to think, so let's not be thinking that way. Okay, and so next point is, don't be a doormat. Okay, I'm going to give context here about something that happened to me in high school. I prided myself on being a nice person. Also, thinking you're a nice person but like not having pure intentions, it's not actually as cute as you think. So I tried to be nice to everyone. I was actively trying to be nice to people. It's also just like kind of my nature. Like I said, I'm a recovering people pleaser, so that was how I was. And there was this one time in class, this girl, she came up to me and she said, oh, E, can you take this to the teacher's office? And I don't know what I was doing, but I was pretty sure that I was not going anywhere. Like, I was just in class, so I wasn't going anywhere, like I was doing my work or something. So it wasn't like I was going to the teacher's office anyway, and that I could take her stuff with me. I was just stationary, basically. And she was like, oh, E, can you take my stuff or my papers to the teacher's office? I was like, yeah, sure, okay. But I was like, I had a thought. I decided to ask her, "Oh, is there a reason why you can't take it? Are you like, are you doing something? Did the teacher ask you to do something? Are you busy?" And she was like, "No, I just don't want to take it." And I remember thinking, so why are you asking me to take it? Nothing's holding you. You're not occupied. You're not busy. You can take it yourself. I just thought, wow, she really thought that she could get me to do something for her because I was nice, because I did nice things to people, because I was a nice person. Like, being a doormat, being a people pleaser can put a target on your back, because there are people out there who will see you, they will smell that people pleasing, like that smell of you, like when you're a people pleaser, it shows. It can be obvious. It can be quite obvious, and people can like see that you reek of people pleaser, and they'd be like, ah, that person right there, you, I can take advantage of you. I can get you to do stuff for me. And that's kind of how it was. And I realized, oh wow, people were taking advantage of me because I was a nice person, because I was a people pleaser, because I was okay with doing nice things for people, because I wanted to be in people's good graces. And that moment in high school, that was like a pivotal point in my thinking. Obviously, it didn't completely change me. I still was a bit of a people pleaser, but it did change the way I thought, and I started to think, oh, being nice to people is not everyone is gonna be nice to you because of that. People will literally outright take advantage of you and use you and drain you. That is very draining, for somebody to use you and not give anything back. Like, you want people to, you know, help you, and you get help back, but you don't help people because you want help. But in a relationship, usually it's not one-sided. You're not giving, and people are taking. That's not a healthy relationship. Nobody wants to be drained of all their resources, all their energy, of all their love, of all their compassion, and get nothing back. That is so draining. You're just going to get burnt out. And so next point is, setting boundaries is not selfish. You can be kind and compassionate without letting everyone use you. Yeah, so setting boundaries is not a selfish thing. Don't feel bad for telling people that you don't do that, or you won't do that, or you can't do that. If you have your own obligations, you already have plans, don't be cancelling plans just to help someone out. Don't be cancelling plans just to help to be there for someone else just because you want them to like you. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. There are some of the nicest, purest people out here, and people hate them. People literally hate them. Why? Because everyone else likes them, or they're just a nice person, because they know that they're not as kind, they're not as pure as that person. They know that their intentions are not as pure as that person, so that gives them reason to hate them. People literally find any reason to hate people these days, so don't take it personally if somebody just decides not to like you. Okay, but if you're the common denominator and everyone doesn't like you, maybe, I don't know, maybe you should be thinking, why doesn't everyone not like me? Maybe you need to do some inside work. But yeah, not everyone is going to like you, therefore you don't need to be licking everyone's boots, you don't need to get into everyone's good graces. And so next verse is, I'm going to use a Bible verse for this, is please God and not people. Fear God and not man. And so the Bible verses I'm going to be using, I'm just reading off my laptop, is Galatians chapter 1 verse 10. It says, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I was still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. So it's plain and simple right there. Pleasing other people is not being a Christian. It's not being a servant of Christ. Is it right for you to please people before God? Is it right for you to prioritize the validation of man before God? You wanna please God first. You want to value God's opinion of your life over other people's. And like, does it make sense to put other people first when, you know, we know human beings can be flaky? There's so many different opinions, so many different viewpoints and morals in this life. So trying to please everyone is not going to help you. Not everyone thinks the same. Not everyone values the same things. Trying to run around helter-skelter like a headless chicken, trying to please everyone, is not the right way to go. I'm going to try and be quick because this video is getting a little long. But yes, my next point is people pleasing. Oh, I've already spoken about this a little bit, but people pleasing is not as innocent as you think. It has selfish motives. From what I've said previously, you can tell we've learnt that people pleasing is not of pure motive. So it has selfish motives, like you shape shift. That's a term of, like, you know, changing or code switching. And I can't lie, I used to do this. So I'm a pastor's kid, a PK, if you know what that is. To all my other PKs out there. So being in high school, like I said, I was a people pleaser. So I shapeshifted a lot, and I'm also Nigerian. but I grew up in the UK, so there's that shape shifting as well. Like, I don't think code switching is totally bad, because you have, you know, your, let's say, yeah, you have your Nigerian family and friends. You know, there's a certain culture, there's a difference in culture between maybe your friends at school, maybe it's more multicultural, or it's more, say, aligning with British cultures. Obviously, you have things in common, things that you enjoy, things that you celebrate with different groups of people, but that is a part of you. I am Nigerian, that's a part of me. That's not different. I'm also British. I also grew up in the UK, and that's also a part of me. So me relating with my friends in school doesn't mean that I'm being a shapeshifter. It's me relating with that part of myself, and me relating with my family and friends. You're Nigerian, that's me relating with with a part of myself. And so that's not shapeshifting. Shapeshifting is, say you, maybe, I don't know, you have different groups of friends, and so one friend group drinks, one friend group doesn't like drinking, one friend group parties, one friend group doesn't like partying. So you go out, you party with that friend group that parties, and then next day or next few days later, you're hanging out with those friends who don't approve of partying, and you will agree with them. You'll be like, oh yeah, I don't think partying is right, but once you went to the club on Friday and Saturday, once you wasted blackout drunk with your friends, yeah, no. But the next day or a few days after, you're like, oh yeah, I don't think drinking is right. People who get wasted, I don't know, how can they do that? Like, that's so wrong. Like, how can you just like get blackout drunk? But that was you last weekend. Why are you changing your words? Why are you changing your values? Why are you lying? Like, shapeshifting makes you lie, because you're changing yourself depending on the environment you're in. Be your authentic self. People pleasing does not allow you to be your authentic self. Not everyone is gonna like you, like I said before. Therefore, what's the point of trying to please everyone? Be yourself. And the people who love you, the people who like you, the people who are attracted to you, your character, will come to you. That way, you'll be able to find people who genuinely like you. And even then, some people might come to you because they see something and they want to, I don't know, harvest off that. So also be careful of that, because some people see you, they see the light you have, they see the greatness that you have, the potential that you have, and they see that and they want to harvest off you. So also be careful of the people that you let into your life. But that's another chat for another day. But yeah, don't shapeshift. Be you, be your authentic self, and you'll find that people who like you will come to you. And my next point is say no. Decline. Be okay with saying no. So this is part of another point. Setting boundaries is not selfish. Be okay with saying no. Be okay with saying no to functions, to events, to invites. It's okay. If that person really likes you, they'll ask you again. Or if it doesn't align with your values, they'll stop asking you. Like, so say you have a group of friends, you just became friends, and they say, oh, hey E, do you want to go out to drink? Do you want to go out to party? We're having this party, this, like that. But you don't drink, that's not really where your crowd is. Or you can be tempted, but you're trying to stay away, you're trying to set that boundary, you're trying to cut out the off from your life. The people that actually like you will accept the fact that you don't want to go drinking. Like, you said no once, you said no to the first few invites, they'll be like, oh, E doesn't drink, she doesn't party, so they won't ask you out again. Or the people that don't, there's some people who will keep asking you even though you said, I've already drawn this boundary. There's people as well, you'll understand that that's probably not a person to keep close to you, because they will keep intruding on your boundaries. So setting boundaries actually helps you realize who is for you and who is against you, who respects you as a person and who doesn't. Okay, and I've already said this point actually, the friend of everyone is a friend of no one. But the point I wanted to say is, how can you have meaningful friendships if you're pouring into everyone? How can you have your own true meaningful group of friends? How can you maintain that and cultivate those friendships if you're pouring your life, you're pouring your love, your compassion, your energy into everyone else? How can you maintain that friendship if everyone is getting a piece of you? You're going to feel burnt out, you're going to feel stretched thin, you're going to feel so like exhausted trying to run around keeping all these friends. It's okay to not have that many friends, and even then, if you have a few friends, you're able to pour more into that friendship. But yes, there's another, I think, is there a Bible verse? I think there's another Bible verse I want to read. But no, actually, no, there isn't. But yeah, that's about it. That's all my points for today. Is stop being a people pleaser. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You don't have to be, in everyone's good graces. And it's not selfish to set boundaries. It's not selfish. It's actually respecting yourself and knowing that you can't be everywhere. You can't stretch yourself thin. Not everyone is going to like you. And so focus on the people who do like you. Respect those friendships and cultivate them, you know, pour into them instead of pouring into people who don't like you. But yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.